Hello and good day viewers. Thank you for watching our channel. If you like the video or the channel, please do like us, and for future videos please do subscribe us. Main topic is artificial intelligence, but we divide it into different disciplines due to its vast application. Today we are going to discuss topic 2, speech recognition. In our first video of artificial intelligence, we have used natural language generation as the topic. So please watch that video. We all know two names now. One is Siri, which is used in Apple phone, and another is recently marketed by Amazon, Alexa. So how does this device works? Based on what? We are going to give a bird's eye view on that. It is called speech recognition. So what is speech recognition? Automatic speech recognition means a computer which recognize the speech, understand the voice of a human being, and interpreting the statement or logical expression of the human being. The computer acts or deliver a task or perform a required task. Where can it be used? So where speech recognition is used mainly? It is used in system navigation, system control. Like you are driving a car, you can ask the computer how far is the next block, or how far is it to the motorway junction. Recognizing that speech, the computer will deliver the task in the form of, or perform a task and reply you the proximity of the motorway junction. Commercial in industrial application, in car steering system, voice dialing, hands-free use of mobile in the car. Example, you are driving a car. In recent time, most of the countries has banned to use mobile during driving, so you have to be hands-free, so you can ask your mobile to dial your office, and the mobile interpret your expression instruction through speech recognition, and the cell phone dials your office. How does this whole thing is performed? How the device, the tiny computer or the chip inside the device or the cell phone interpret your instruction, your logical expression, and delivers the instruction, perform the task into reality. So there is a voice input system. It means there is a small mic or whatsoever, so the device can receive your instruction, and this mic is connected with another device. If it is a computer, then it is called sound card, which transform this logical expression of your or statement or instruction from analog to digital. Once the statement is or instruction is digitized, then two models start working. One is acoustic model, another is language model. We are going to discuss this model in brief later part on this video. Then based on the model of acoustic model and language, the speech engine starts working, and speech engine gives the feedback to the system by displaying the answer or performing the task. Acoustic model. An acoustic model is created by taking audio recordings of a speech and their text transcription and using software to create statistical representation of the sounds that make up each word. It is used by a speech recognition engine to recognize speech. It means when you ask or provide an instruction to the computer or such equipment, it will first record it, then it will make a text transcription, will perform to create a text out of it, and then this is done through mathematically, through statistical representation of sound, which creates every word. It means when you say where is the next junction, motor junction, so the acoustic model will take each word and transform into text, that is transcription. And once transcription is done, it will give this transcription, means the text, to the speech engine. To do the transcription, the acoustic model will evaluate each single word of recording based on the sounds of that word. So if you say stuff, so stuff, once the sound is made, the acoustic model will start working with the sound and make a text out of this, which is transcription. I hope it is clear. Then the language model. Language model is used in many natural language processing applications such as speech recognition, tries to capture the properties of a language and to predict the next word in a speech sequence. So the language model is again when the transcription is done on in the acoustic model. So the sound is analyzed and transcribed into text, then the language model comes in effect. It tries to analyze the text and recognize the properties of that text. Based on that properties, it tries to predict what the logical expression is. It means what the instruction you have delivered, it tries to analyze what you have asked the equipment to perform. That is based on language model. So type of voice recognition. How does the equipment will understand your voice? There is two type of voice recognition. One is speaker dependent, another is speaker independent. In speaker dependent, where the device will commonly used to take instruction very clearly from a particular person, and it will try to understand the variation of sound, pronunciation, grammatical issues, so the equipment can recognize that person very clearly. How does he speak? Because the same word in English is spoken with different pronunciation in different parts of the world. And another is speaker independent, where the device is not sensitive to the speaker's difference in pronunciation. So speaker dependent, I beg your pardon. Speaker dependent software works by learning the unique characteristics of a single person's voice in a way similar to voice recognition. New user must first train the software by speaking to it so the computer can analyze how the person talks. I beg your pardon. I must have catched the cold. So here the speaker is going to train the software or the computer. How does he speak? And second, the often means user have to read a few pages of text to the computer before they can use the speech recognition software. So here it is, the computer is getting adopted with the speaker's way of speaking, the pronunciation and all these things. Speaker independent. Speaker independent software is designed to recognize anyone's voice, so no training is involved. This means it is the only real option for applications such as interactive voice response system, where the businesses cannot ask caller to read pages of text before using the system. The downside is that speaker independent software is generally less accurate than speaker dependent software. Speech recognition engines that are speakers independent generally deal with this fact by limiting the grammars they use. By using a smaller list of recognized words, the speech engine is more likely to correctly recognize what a speaker says. Sorry, again. So in speaker independent, the software or the computer is insensitive to the speaker, the way he talks or the way he pronounces. So it gets less accurate, and it is getting the list of words is much more less than the speaker dependent software or the computer. How do humans do it? In normally, articulation produces, it means if I want to say something, I speak it out, there is a vibration on the ear. That wave or vibration is carried to the ear of another human being or the intended human being through the ear, and sound waves which the ear conveys to the brain and the brain processes. So this way, we human being, when we speak out or deliver a logical expression to another human being, this is the way the communication starts. How my computer do it? So here if we see that the acoustic waveform is delivered to the computer through the microphone. The microphone delivers the waveform to the sound card. So the sound card digitization is done. So once the digitization is done, then the acoustic analysis of the speech signal is made, which we have already explained earlier. Acoustic analysis means the sound created by the speaker is analyzed to make text out of it. Then linguistic interpretation is done. Once the transcription is done, transformed into text, the text is then analyzed by the language model to interpret it. So for an example, once the speaker says star, so the PC, the computer, creates, based on the waveform, creates the digitization. Once digitization is done, the transcription is being made here. This transcription is made based on acoustic model. Once acoustic model delivers the sound created by the speaker, it delivers it to the language model. Then the language model tries to match each individual syllable or sound delivered by the acoustic model analyzer to its metadata, which is stored uh, in the language model. And first it will, for staff, first it will try to match with stead, then stood, then stood, then studio, then it will find the word staff. Once it finds the matches, correct matches, then it will create the affirmation. And once it is affirmative about the word, through that word or logical expression, the computer will perform the task. Now, different processes involved in this whole thing, I mean, the speech recognition. So, first is digitization. What is digitization? When the speaker speaks a logical expression that is analog, then it is converted into digital. To do analog to digital conversion, sampling and quantizing is done. It is not possible for the computer at the moment to analyze the whole statement. Rather, it takes samples out of each word and its sounds. So, sampling is converting a continuous signal into discrete signals. It means it takes samples out of that particular words which are important, and that is called sampling. And quantizing is the process of approximating a continuous range of values. It means taking the value of that sounds, it creates some numbers. So second part is signal process, separating speech from the background noise. So the computer not only here will do digitization, but it will try to separate the actual word. It means the sound of the word from the background noise. Then becomes the term of phonetics. Phonetics means same word is pronounced in different way in different parts of the world. That is the variability in human speech. If you go to England, they will say it is rainy day. If you go to Australia, they will say rainy day. It is a rainy day. So this is the phonetics which involves difficulties for speech recognition, but that is part of the capability of that software to handle such variations. Phonology, recognizing individual sound distinction, similar phonemes. It means we have same pronunciation with different meaning words, like advice, like you stationary, stationary, what there is two meanings of two words with stationary. One refers to the being stable somewhere, and another is buying variety of things from the bookshops like pen, papers, clips. These are the two things. So phonology tries to differentiate between the two words which is meant by the speaker or the human being. And also phonology address is the systematic use of sound to encode meaning in any spoken human language. So what I already mentioned right now, that the same pronunciation with different meaning words are addressed here. Then semantic and pragmatics. Semantic tells about the meaning. So once The logical expression or the word is uttered by the speaker. The sound is analyzed and then it is transformed into text. Then the text is interpreted uh, and try to find out what is the meaning by the speech recognition system. Pragmatic is concerned with bridging the explanatory gap between sentence meaning and speaker's meaning. It means computer must, or that particular speech recognition software must be able to understand the expression the human being is trying to communicate through that sentences. So the computer, the software of speech recognition must minimize the gap between the sentence meaning and the speaker's meaning. Last but not least, lexicology and syntax. Lexicology is the part of linguistics which studies words, their nature and meaning. So the computer will try to understand the word and its nature and meaning delivered by the speaker. And syntax tells about the arrangement of the words and phrases to create well-formed sentences. So all these things are used in speech recognition so that the computer or the equipment can perform the task uniquely without any misunderstanding and correctly as per required by the speaker or the human being. So process of speech recognition. Here if we see the process, the speaker is here or the human being. So first the device should recognize the speaker, because we have already mentioned there are some software which is speaker dependent and which are speaker independent. If it is speaker dependent software, so it must recognize the speaker. Second is speech recognition. Third is praising and arbitration. So let's go to the next. So the speaker says switch on channel 9. So this is a wave and a log. In the process it will be digitized. Then the computer will try to, or the device will try to recognize the speaker. So speaker recognition, who is speaking? This model is highly concentrated based on speaker dependent model. So we are trying there because it is more complex than speaker independent model. So the computer will try to analyze, is it Annie, David, Kathy? So through that way it is authenticating the speaker. The next thing it will do is speech recognition. What is he saying? So if we go back earlier, the instruction was switch on channel 9. So who is speaking? What he is saying? Switch. The computer, the speech recognition software must be able to understand switch is related to on or off. Channel is related to television. So also switch, also on and off is related to fridge or door. So the computer must be able to interpret all these options immediately. Then what is he talking about? Once speech recognition is done, then what he is talking about? Switch to channel 9, praising and arbitration. Channels related to TV, dim related to lamp, on related to TV and lamp both. So the software must be able that switch is related to on and off, to channel, So it is not going to lamp anymore, as it is saying channel. So it must go to the television and channel 9. So inferring and execution. To infer and execution must be very accurate, and this is the most complex part of the speech recognition, which we say the speech engine, which delivers or sort out this part mainly. The engine, the speech engine is the main part which is doing praising and arbitration based on of the statement or logical expression made by the speaker. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have any question, please do mention in the comments. I will try my level best to explain it further to the best of my ability. Have a good day and thank you for your time.